Tonight, on The Dive, Unitarian minister Laura Thompson. Man About Town, Dan Smith joins us. And a special appearance by Julie Davis. We're sorting it out. It's going to go, and now, your table is ready, and your server Colleen will be right with you. Oh. Haha. For real now. There we go. And we're live.
Hi. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. A few of you I know that are here tonight remember me from exactly this spot. You know, giving you a hamburger or French fry, or, you know, listening to the stories you tell me about your life and the stories I would tell you about my life. I've been a creative person for a long time, forever, I guess. I don't know. But I was recently trying to think, after the pandemic, I was trying to think, like, what do I really want to do? What do I really want to get back in touch with? And I thought, you know, one of the happiest times of my life was when I was working at the diner and a bunch of randos would come in, right? I mean, not to say that I'm not a total rando myself. I'm a complete and utter rando. But, you know, I would get, George Latimer would come in, and sometimes he'd come in and he would be in his cups, and he'd sit down, and I'd, you know, get him a cup of coffee and whatnot. And then, you know, he would sit right next to a pimp, something like that, you know? And then we would have this sort of conversation that wouldn't have happened otherwise in any other environment other than a diner, right? There's a saying, and I don't know if it was Charles Kuralt, the guy that had The Secret Family. You know what I'm talking about, Charles Kuralt. But I think it was him. I'm not sure. Somebody said, not me. This is not my saying, but I never forgot it. If I forgot who said it, when do you consider somebody a friend? And the answer was, when we have shared a pound of salt. So, and I just thought that was so great, because it just made me think of the diner and all of the people that I have served over 40 years now. So I'm here in my mom's basement, and you know, I just put together my own little place, the Dive, and I'm really glad that you're here, and you know, belly up, and I'll get you something. Sound good? So I don't know. I was thinking about a lot of stuff too recently, like you know, Halloween is coming up, and I was thinking about going out, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go out on Halloween. And I was looking through my phone book, or my phone, which is now my phone book. I was looking through my phone book, and it's I've got so many dead people in my phone right now, right? And I know, like, it's just going to get more and more as time goes on, right? Unless I'm one of the dead people in somebody else's phones, which could be. One must never speculate. But it just got me to thinking about death. Like, should I be, you know, deleting these people from my phone, or should I be, you know, when I pass through their names, should I, you know, should I use this as a tool of remembrance? I don't know. Looks like somebody... Hey, well, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Padre. Good to see you.
I don't know about Padre.
Not Padre?
No.
What's wrong with... Oh, because... All right. Madre?
Well, how about Reverend?
Reverend?
Yes, non-binary term.
Oh, non-binary.
Yeah.
I like the thing. So
Yeah.
it's not a Halloween costume or
No,
anything.
no.
You're really, you
Legit.
believe in God?
Well, no.
How
Well,
is that
I'm a
possible?
Unitarian Universalist minister. It's not a requirement for us.
All right. So,
Well, I mean, I guess I do believe in God, but not like, white hair in the clouds pulling all the strings God. Like, for me, God is transformation. It's like like the force or something.
okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, how did you decide?
It's a
that
great diner.
Thank you. Thank you. I got to fix the board, but it is what it is right
Yeah.
now. It's pretty cozy, right?
It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I'm glad you found the place.
Got an
'Cause it's in a
ambiance.
basement.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of time in basements.
Yeah. I bet you have.
Well, I've had times.
I have. Well, that's what probably makes a good reverend.
Yeah, we see lots of stuff. People tell us
When did you?
everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they tell you everything, like hoping for what? For forgiveness? For
I think they tell us everything because they can't tell other people.
That's what I feel like when I'm a server. That's what
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm behind the counter.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're pastoring to people, we would call that. You're
Mhm.
ministering to them. Right?
Well, it's usually because they don't know me and they figure that they can get away with saying whatever because I'm just some nobody that's gonna be off in the ether, right?
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, we're all going to be off in the ether at some point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about death the other day. Well, it's it's
Tis the
Halloween, so I'm
season.
thinking about that. You want some pie?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It is the season, but like it's not. I don't know. Like, got a couple people in my life that are maybe close to death.
Mm.
And I was looking in my phone, and I realized I have so much. I have a lot of dead people in my phone,
Yeah.
like a lot.
Yeah.
And
I hear that.
at first, there was a couple of people where I went, "Oh yeah, I'm keeping them in my phone because then it's like I can call them and everything is fine." And then, but now as it goes further and further, I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. It's kind of creeping me out. Whipped cream,
A little bit.
tiny bit, not
Yeah.
much. Okay, all right. So yeah, I don't know. What do you do with the dead people on your phone? Do you keep it?
I keep it, and sometimes I send them Facebook messages.
Really?
Well, yeah, because, like, I don't know, like, especially if it's somebody, that I wasn't close to, maybe, that I hadn't seen in a long time,
Yeah.
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 And friend Angie died in May. She's like our age. Unexpected, just keeled over, kicked the bucket.
What kind? How did she die? What?
I'm not even sure. I hadn't seen her in years because we had a falling out. And then her wife contacts me through Facebook Messenger and tells me, "I thought you want to know that Angie died." And I was like, "What?" I guess she like had her breakfast, got up, walked down the hallway, thunk, heard the wife, and that was it. She just died.
Bro.
Sounds like a perfect death, though. Kind of.
It is kind of. I mean, like, you don't see it coming. You don't have to worry about it. But
Right. You
it
don't have
wasn't a
to think
perfect
about
death
it.
for her wife and her grown sons.
Yeah, but who cares? I mean,
Well,
that's like.
I mean, certainly Angie doesn't because she's dead.
Right.
Anyway, I sent her a Facebook message. Of course, it's more for me than her, just saying, that I was sorry that we didn't get to heal anything up and that I was thinking about her and that a lot of the reasons I'm the person that I am is because of things, all that
Mhm.
butterfly effect stuff happened a long time ago that made me who I am. So, But death is weird.
Do you think about death for yourself?
In this political climate, all the time.
Say, Colleen,
Yeah.
we have a question from a customer out on the floor here. Hey, and I'm going to have my saucier, and let's just go back in the kitchen here. You just have to, you want to ask the question for Gary here? I think it's directed to Laura.
Oh, jeez.
I do.
Right up here.
So, Laura, Gary wants to know, how do you minister to hate? Like, what time might be best for that kind of thing?
What pie? Well, what pie would be best for ministering to hate? For me, if you're in terms of pie, what's that? It's the cafe that's up in Two Harbors. Not Betty's Pie, but the one north of it that's got better pie.
Instead of calling it Betty's, they should call it Better's.
Yeah, they should, because it's got better pie. I
Right.
forget it's something in. Anyway, it's just north of Two Harbors. They got this Northwoods pie
Mm-hmm.
that's like all the berries and apples, like with a crumble, nice brown sugar, crisp oatmeal topping.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I hope that would diminish hate in anybody. But that goes with, so yeah, that's a question. What kind of pie? You just need sugar, right?
Yeah.
I mean, MLK, love's the only thing that can drive out hate. So I think pie.
A little bit of sugar.
That's
A little bit
all
of
you
sugar
can do.
also.
You can't change who other people are or how they feel, but you can be who you think you should be. And that's it. And a lot of people that have hate have it for wounds that we don't know about. Again,
Is that what you think about that? Is that what's happening in today's political climate?
Oh, I'm sure that
They have wounds we
I'm
don't
sure
think
that
about?
he who will not be named, because I'm a minister, I don't endorse or throw under the bus any candidates. That's against our rules. But we'll just say the candidate that won't be named, I'm sure he's got some scars.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got some wounds deep down there. I'm sure he's got humanity that got smashed upon at an early phase or whatever that makes somebody become the person that they are, like.
That's why you're reverend. Because
I
you
guess.
get. I
'Cause
mean,
I think
do you
that-
really believe that?
I think that kind of shit all the time.
Or do you take the collar off and go,
No,
fuck
no.
that guy?
No, I think that everything can be saved with love. And love's the only thing that prevails after death. Love still happens even after you die. Your relationship with somebody doesn't end just because they die. That's why I Facebooked Angie.
Yeah.
When our parents die, we still carry them with us in spirit. There's some physicists now and even sciencey people that are saying that we're not even, maybe we're not physical beings that have a spiritual existence. Maybe we're spiritual beings that have a physical existence. Right? So then when you die, then that's
Say,
what it's...
wait, look alive. Your mom's on her way.
Oh. Hi.
Colleen, dear,
Yeah.
you know, out of the generosity of your old mother's heart, I allowed you to move back in with me.
Yeah.
And God knows I've been supportive of every crackpot venture you ever had.
I know.
But
Thanks, Mom.
all I ask is that will you please let me know when you're about to do one of these episodes? I turned the corner just now and almost wet my pants. Now, I don't want to have to start wearing diapers since you moved in here.
No. I hope that would not happen. But I am here should that happen, and I would help.
And like I said, I do want to be supportive. Hello, Your Majesty.
Hi. Good to see you.
Yes, you do.
All right. Well, okay, Ma.
I'll be in and out. I'm kind of busy today, so I'm sorry. I'll interfere as little as possible.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Thanks, Ma. That's the thing about having the diner in my mom's basement is that she's
Yeah,
yeah.
well-
And Monday night's her laundry night, so that's why.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Still, you can't beat the rent.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get to around people when they're dying. It's a hard thing.
How many people have you seen die? Like in the room?
Like me being present during last breaths,
Mm-hmm.
probably 6, maybe
I would have thought
6
more.
or 7. Well, a lot of times I'm there, and it's not like TV, when the exact moment's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You'd be surprised. So you can hang around for a while thinking somebody's gonna die, and they just don't.
Right,
It's not.
sometimes
it's,
they
it's-
rally.
It's not a 1-hour episode.
Right.
So they get rally for days sometimes. So I could be sitting with somebody and usually the family wants to be there. So I usually go a day or two beforehand. But
Mm-hmm.
I was chaplain at a hospital for a while, and I was present with some folks, and I worked in a long-term care facility, and I was with a couple folks when they passed.
Have you ever got to hear any good last words?
People aren't really talkative, right?
Damn.
At least in my perception, like they might say things, most of the people that I've been with have been really okay. Like they kind of made their peace with it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people that I've been with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So lots of times people are more ready than you think they are. In fact, sometimes
They want it.
that waiting, they want to, but that thing of like the family will be around. Sometimes they'll wait till the family leaves and goes to get a cup of coffee or something, and then they'll die once they're on their own and they finally feel they can relax.
Yeah. Like, don't watch me.
Yeah, they don't want their kids. I don't know. It's weird.
This is a new thing for me, and I don't know. I might screw it up somehow.
It's really hard. And some of the people that I've ministered to chose death, like accelerated the process because they had ailments that were so bad, or they didn't want to go into maybe like a hospice care situation. They wanted to stay at home. So we just recently had somebody pass that way.
Wow.
Pass at home. Just took his oxygen off and upped the morphine, and
There you go.
pretty much
It's
died
that
in
easy.
his wife's arms.
Oh, well, see, that's nice. We should all
Yeah.
be so lucky.
Yeah.
Is that, I think somebody's coming in. Hey!
How are you?
Man about town.
Nice place.
Thank you.
Oh, hi, sweetie.
Good to see you.
Hello there, I'm Dan.
Laura,
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Reverend.
What kind of?
Unitarian Universalist.
Unitarian.
Yeah, the heathens and the atheists. I
You-
got them.
You know any Unitarian jokes?
Do I know any Unitarian? I think the only ones I know is like, how many Unitarian Universalists does it take to change in a light bulb?
Okay, I bite.
They don't have the answer for that because they don't have the answer for anything.
All right. It's pretty good. All
We
right.
dwell in the questions rather than the
How
answers.
can you tell if someone's really a Unitarian or not?
I don't know. You got me.
Given the choice between going to heaven and going to a lecture on heaven.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
I just
enough.
like the fact that there are Unitarian jokes because they're the most pleasant and abrasive
Well,
of the. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of dogma or anything. do
Right,
we,
yeah.
except for-
Yeah.
I'll tell you one. Here's a true story.
Yeah.
Unitarian Universalist. This epitomizes us
Yeah.
to the best.
I come
I
for the
was
pie.
doing a ministerial internship in Davis, California,
Mm.
and it's my first week there. It's nice September morning. I go
Okay.
out and I look in the parking lot, and what do I see? This is in 2015.
Yeah.
I see.
Ages ago.
I counted them, 10 in a row, 10 Priuses in different shades in a row, parked in this parking lot in Central California for the Unitarian Universalist service. And they were varying colors. And I took a photo of it, put it on Facebook, and I said, "See, there is diversity in color." in the church."
So, technically,
Is it kind of a white person religion?
Yes, a little bit. It's a
technically,
little bit white, it's a lot of bit liberal and a lot of bit white.
I'm not religious, but
Hey, most of my folks aren't either.
technically, I'm Jewish. I mean, blood-wise, I couldn't be more. Plus,
What is being Jewish? I never figured. Is it
from the mom?
is it is it a nationality or is it a religion?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of both. It's a religion and a nationality. So
Okay.
one can be Jewish without being Israeli, for example.
Okay.
So
Right.
there's lots of Jews all over the world before Israel was back. And let's not go into Israel.
Okay. We
People
don't
are a
have to
little,
do that.
upset, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
Thanks,
Perfectly. I love your
Yeah.
diner. So
Thank
handy.
Thank you.
I
Glad you
forgot
found
what-
it.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
We were talking about death.
Oh, good times.
Well, 'tis the season.
I kind of overheard the bit about saying something to who's dead, posting on Facebook, and I just did that.
Did you? Yeah.
It's not something I do often, but there's a relative of mine that for some reason I only got to know very late in her life, and I don't have a lot of big family, and most of them, died in a war, and the
Yeah.
other one, dad left, and so I didn't grow up around them. So it's a big family, but for me personally, it was really just my mom and my grandma. And so this lady lived in Israel, and I liked her. I mean, my mom and my grandma, they're good points, but they're both Holocaust survivors, and
Yeah.
believe me, not so easy being raised by that.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh,
So-
why?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a whole night. So I met her and I liked her like 15 years ago, and I went back there mostly to see her. I mean, I have a friend there I go visit, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, clock's ticking. And so she passed away about a year or so ago, and I was sorry we didn't spend more time together.
Yeah.
And so a few weeks ago, I just went on her Facebook and I just wrote, "I still miss you."
Yeah.
And then, and I'm not on Facebook that much. And then I got back on it a week or so later, and I noticed I had a like from a friend of hers that
Yeah.
I sort of know, I talked to, who saw it on her Facebook page. And I was like, you do that because you remember your friend. But like funerals, you're also doing it for the community, for
Yeah.
everybody,
That's one of the best things about Facebook.
Yeah.
Honestly, is talking to dead people. I mean, because there's a lot of crap about Facebook. There's a lot of,
Yeah.
doom scrolling and all the other stuff that goes along with it. But
Mm.
like, really, with Halloween coming like that,
Sure.
the veil is thin kind
veil-
of thing.
I
Whatever.
like
that's
to
in the
imagine
name.
everybody's haunting
But
me all
Facebook
the
is a-
time. Like, I don't even think,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Well,
like I had a
Facebook,
boyfriend die, or an ex, like, we were almost fiancés, and he died last February.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, so every once in a while I'll be in the car and I'll be like, God damn you,
Yeah.
and have a whole conversation with him.
Well,
No.
I've done angry posts to dead people too.
Have you really? Like out there for everybody to see?
No, private message.
No, slide into their DMs.
dead people DMs. Yeah, that's what I do. That.
Well, there's a lot of people.
Son of a bitch! How dare you?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people who pay a lot of therapists who, then go,
Yeah.
all right, if you could
Who
say
tell
what you
you,
wanted
yeah.
to say.
Well, now you can.
Yeah, sure.
All right, maybe I'll keep all.
And
the
there's a
people
lot
on
of
my
likes
phone.
on Facebook, so there's a lot.
Or
I like
you
dead
could-
people.
I
you
guess
know.
you could text dead people the same thing.
No, because then somebody else has the number.
Do that for a while. There's got to be like, should there be? Do you know? Is there some kind of like
Retired.
buffer zone or something where they like take a number out of rotation for a while?
You know what happened when my mother-in-law died, right? And my husband and his mom were very close, and she had a very brutal, very quick illness, and he was, he died. She had liver failure, and she had liver issues, and then she rallied and came back and was completely healthy, and we had a family gathering. She saw her brother, who she hadn't seen in years and years and years, and then went back and then died. And then a couple weeks after that, Shan gets this. He gets a text, and it's from his mother's phone, and it says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
They flipped it that fast?
It was his grandniece,
Oh,
because they had given
For the phone.
her the phone.
oh my God!
I know. Yeah.
I would have
Shit your
had,
pants.
yeah.
Crap
Remember
your
Herman
slacks.
Cain?
What's it?
Herman Cain.
Herman Cain. No.
He was one of the clown cars that was running for president back when Trump was. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he was 999.
Oh,
he was that guy.
yeah,
Oh wait,
yeah.
the guy that was the fake brain doctor?
No, that's the other guy.
Okay.
No,
He
but
owned a pizza place or something.
yeah, he had a big chain. He was a businessman, and his big plan was 999. Anyway, so he was all anti-COVID medicine and stuff like that. So he dies of COVID. So about a month later, because I'm a news junkie, and about a month later, somebody was texting anti-COVID stuff on his Twitter feed because they hadn't and people were like, you know he's dead, right? Of COVID. Yeah, so that kind of stopped fast, but it was like,
Too soon.
hey,
That's like one of those whoopsie daisy deaths.
yeah.
Like the guy that invented the Segway that fell off the side of the
Yeah.
mountain on.
Was that how he died?
Yeah, on a Segway.
My God.
Reagan gave him an island.
Terrible.
The American, yeah, no, he was like, this invention will change everything. And it was
Reagan.
yeah, this was back in Reagan days. And the Reagan,
Did the Segway guy invented the Segway back in Reagan days? No.
I think it was
The
Reagan.
Segway.
Yeah, I think so.
Bush.
Maybe it was Bush. I don't know. One of our presidents actually like gave him an island that the American government owned and said, here, this is now your private island, your property.
Say
And
what?
I was like, really? Because you invented that thing the mall cops do? All right.
Have you ever been on one?
Yeah, I have. I'm not really good at it. I tried to go backwards on it. I didn't fall off, but I wasn't very smooth. And I did do a Circle 8, so you know,
Okay.
that was it. But yeah, it's not my thing. Mostly, speaking of death and Halloween and stuff, when I think of segways, I think I don't know if they still do it, but St. Anthony, Maine.
Yeah, they do those tours.
Yeah, they had the Segway tours, and they also had the
Right.
big ghost tours and stuff. I don't think they were related, but they had a lot of.
Yeah, I
know.
think I got a friend that did one of those. Like she hosted one of those ghost tours. Do you believe in ghosts?
Say, Colleen, we have a pretty important question
Oh.
here,
Okay.
from the kitchen. We're wondering what kind of pie we're serving.
Oh,
Oh,
See?
apple
pretty appley cinnamon.
apple pie tonight
Tis the season.
with extra creamy Ready Whip.
Mm.
All right, make Gary hungry at home, I'm sure.
No, Gary.
Well, tell them to come on by.
Thanks, Gare.
Come on by, Gary.
Uh
Gary.
huh. So
You remember that Halloween party we had?
we did have a Halloween party.
That
didn't we?
party rocked.
Yeah,
That was a good party.
I didn't. I remember. Do you remember what my costume was?
Wait. We had partner costumes. You were Morticia and I was Gomez Adams. And it was right after the guy
Yeah.
that played Gomez had died, and I had a little black armband
yeah,
on
that's
Oh.
right.
to honor him. But the best costume that year, do you remember this?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we're on our front porch taking a smoke break back when we smoked. Those were the days. This guy's getting out of his car, a friend of yours he must have been, I didn't know him. And he comes walking towards our house, 512 Marshall. And I'm like, why is that guy dressed like a tampon? He looked like he had a big white cylinder thing over his body.
Yeah.
And he came up to the party. Well, he was the Bill from Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh.
You remember, you had the videos, and at midnight we played that video, and he
Yeah.
became a law. And he where it said
Oh.
Bill, and it said law.
Right.
I was like, man, this is the best party ever.
That's really
You
good.
remember that? It's weird because people remember different things about
Well, I'm glad somebody
times,
remembers it because I was probably,
you. Shocked.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I
We
got,
had a party. I had a party at my warehouse in Lower Town, and do you remember giving? Laura gave me you gave me a dildo that was like this big.
Maybe. I
Remember
did.
that? It
Should
was
I
like,
take my collar off for these conversations?
oh my,
Wow.
but it was like it was that big, and I wasn't like for
You're
use or
chasing
anything
people
like that.
around with it.
I was chasing people around with it. But then you know what? I had a neighbor, which was very funny. I had a neighbor who did a lot of he made furniture, right? He made like office furniture, and he would run like saws and shit. And there was a hole in my wall right where he was making noise. And he knew people lived there, even though it was like you weren't supposed to live there, right? And he knew people lived there, and he was just running his saws at midnight just to be a pill. And I grabbed that dildo. I grabbed the dildo and I threw it. I put it
It's like
through
a
the
glory.
hole, and I went fuck like that. And then he grabs it on the other hand, and we were playing tug of war with the thing.
oh.
And then because it had balls on it.
Did you two get together?
And no,
No.
we never did.
Yeah,
We
right.
never did.
I mean,
But
what a
he'd be like-
great How I Met My Husband story.
but I just remember the big balls kind of going boop, and then that was it. he was gonna try to get me kicked out,
I
but
see.
nobody gave a shit.
I have a friend who told me it's one of my two favorite Halloween costume story, but she had a boyfriend and went down to First Avenue,
Yeah.
and they went as Siamese twins and got into a fight, like a real fight, like they weren't kidding around. And so she said the whole night it was like, I'm talking to my friends. Like, I'm kind of really sorry.
Well,
about
like,
that.
how connected was the costume?
I don't know. I wasn't even gonna-
Oh God.
I have another friend who she's a scenic artist for films.
Uh-huh.
That's how I know her.
Oh,
And hello.
Colleen.
yes. Hey, Mom.
Hello.
Hello.
Excuse me once
Hi,
again.
hello.
Oh, hi,
Dan,
looks good. I was counting on having that for breakfast.
Oh well, we'll save you some. All
There's-
right.
No, Colleen, dear.
Yeah.
Is this gonna bleed all over everything?
Uh,
Do I have to wash it separately?
no. I can actually wash that, Mom. You don't have to do my laundry now that I'm back too. I mean, I'm
Well, I'm doing it now.
all right.
And I've been sort of listening to your conversation, and I can add a little something about death. My microwave died this morning.
Oh, jeez. We'll say
And what am I gonna? I have a freezer full of lean cuisine.
No.
I'll get you a new one, Ma. I will.
Soon.
Yeah, soon.
Okay.
First
I'll
thing in the
make up
morning.
for-
Absolutely.
Right.
All right.
I hope you enjoy it.
I do.
Thanks, Ma.
Yeah.
She's
In your life.
it's been her. She's being as supportive as she can be.
Mhm.
It's got to be hard having me move back. But
Yeah, but maybe it's nice too.
yeah, well, you never know. What are you gonna go to Halloween as now?
Well, hang on. I gotta tell my
Oh,
story.
okay.
So my friend was this. She's a scenic artist
Mhm.
for films, and and she's pretty. And you go to First Avenue back in the day, and girls kind of dress all hot and stuff.
Mhm.
And it was great. But and she at the time was kind of torn between two guys. There was one guy.
Torn between two guys, feeling like a
Yeah,
what? What
Yeah.
rhymes with guys?
Lies.
It was that's torn between two lovers.
I know.
That's guys.
Yeah, but that's why I just said
Oh,
torn
yeah,
between two
I
guys.
don't know.
So one guy who was sort of known as Snake Hips, and he was all cool and shit, but kind of bad news, right?
Anybody with
but
snake hips.
right? But likes the bad boy, right?
Sure.
So, but she knew he was the bad boy, and there was another guy who, well, we kind of called him Kmart Pants, and he was a good-looking guy. He was very earnest and stuff.
Kmart pants.
He was a carpenter and an actor who I used to work in theater, and secretly I kind of went from the William Shatner School of Theater, but whatever. But he was a good guy,
Yeah.
right? So she was like, anyway, it's Halloween, and so all the
What do you
girls.
think Kmart pants gave to her that
I don't.
snake hips didn't?
Well, I'll tell you. In the
Okay.
end.
All right.
So it's Halloween. All the girls are all sexed up, so that's great.
Mhm.
So, and she's pretty and all, but she does not sex up. She does what she does, which is like goofy art stuff. So
Mhm.
she makes herself a costume. She dressed up as a sandwich. So her little arms and legs are poking out of this thing, and it's super windy, right? And she parks blocks away. So she's like fighting,
Like Rocky the Flying Squirrel.
fighting to get into First Avenue to meet up with Snake Hips, right? Because they got a plan. So she gets in, struggles, gets in, can't find him. And then she sees him, and he's on the stairs making out with some girl. Just as that happened, and she tells her own story way better, but just as that happened, she gets hit by the spotlight at First Avenue, and the thing goes, "You won second prize in the costume contest." And the tears are rolling, goddamn. I mean, it's just like so. The next year in Halloween, she married Kmart Pants.
Oh.
Kmart
Kmart
pants.
pants. I'm trying to think what their Kmart brand was. Did you know that old, not Old Navy, but Walmart, their jeans are, the brand of jeans they have is called Faded Glory. I want that sign over my butt. Like, it's Faded Glory.
Do they
No.
sell underwear?
Boy, you've seen this 30 years ago.
Woo!
You know,
Check this out.
Yikes.
it's like a joke. I mean, I know it's supposed to be about the American flag and everything.
Yeah,
But still, ish.
Ish is right.
Ish is right. Are you
Hmm.
doing Halloween? Are you guys dressing up?
I don't do it anymore. You know, when I was younger, I lived in Lanesboro, a small town
Mhm.
down southeast part of the state for like 12 years. And
Mhm.
these folks there, they would have this epic Halloween party every year, just off the hook DJ. I would cater it. This is back when I was a chef before I was a minister. My job, though, my job, you're going to be jealous.
You put the fear of God into them?
No, like, I was a chef before I was a minister.
Yeah, but it's Halloween.
My job at the Halloween party was to judge best use of cleavage in a costume.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I told you you'd be jealous.
Yeah.
And I took this very hands-on
Yeah.
judgment that I would do because you know how the sexy costumes come.
Can I just
And then
touch
we
your
would-
hand?
No. You
Never
can work
heard.
with me on
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I think that's-
So smart. And I suggested it, of course, that I should be the judge
Good
after
for you.
there was such an abundance of
Mm.
bosom one year at the party. I was like, man, next year we should have best use of cleavage because they gave away prizes. This was a big party, like
Sure.
half the town would go. And so we should have best use of cleavage in a costume, and we should give away what else? A booby prize, right? We did. It was fantastic. Those were the days. There's no faded glory. That was.
Was this back in the
Maybe
days?
that is faded glory. My life isn't like that much more. So what am I doing on Halloween? Probably watching Hocus Pocus 2 at home with a frozen pizza.
Oh,
Was this back in the
Yeah,
days of the
faded
water
glory.
bra? Remember the water bra?
I do. I put mine in the freezer. I was working at Joe's garage,
Yeah.
and there was, you know, the water bra makes your
Mm.
jugs bigger, and I always wore a water bra to work because I got better tips. And it was so hot. It was just so incredibly hot. It was like you'd run up to a table and your nose would be dripping, and you'd be like, "What else can I get you?" And then you'd run down 2 flights of stairs and get more limes for their
Yes.
Yeah.
water, and then you'd run back upstairs and you'd be like, ah. And then I thought, ooh, and I took my bra off and I put it in the freezer and I put it back on, and man, that was amazing.
Do they still sell those? That'd be great for my hot flashes.
No,
They
but they
think-
sell chicken cutlets though, which are like the silicone, same deal. They call them chicken cutlets because they look like chicken cutlets,
Okay,
but they
all
sell
right.
those, and then you could throw them
Brilliant.
in. Be good. A
Look at
solution. A
Right.
hot flash
that.
solution.
To my faded glory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I might hand out candy. I've got mixed feelings about all that. It's cute, you know. Kids like, I want to be a princess, and they're a princess, and
Yeah.
they get candy. So you know, there's a little give and take. It's nice, but I've been thinking about Halloween, and it's not good enough.
You want to kill some people? What do you want
No. There's like an old Ray Bradbury story about Halloween, and it's a small town and back in the day, and he talks about that night of freedom, you know, where kids got to do stuff they normally didn't do.
Sure, soap windows and
Yeah, where's the trick or treat? None of that. It doesn't exist anymore. And in the old days, it wasn't even all tricks. Like sometimes, you know, back in the old days, like they'd recite a poem and you give them a piece of fruit or whatever. But, you know, but where's the give and take? And, you know, I try to do a little of that. You know, I haven't really got my, you know, stuff together, you know, but I moved in my house a few years ago and it was November and I'm still like painting and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I
Sure,
don't have it together.
sure.
But I had bought some candy just in case.
uh-huh.
And I got this cardboard box I got from when I worked at the Science Museum that's white and with red letters. It says human blood, do not freeze. I'm like, all right, I'll put the candy in there. There, I'm Halloweened up. But really, I'm just like I am now, but actually with more paint and dirt, you know, like you've been
Sure,
working all day.
sure.
So I really, you know, it's like 5 o'clock or so, and I see kids coming. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something. And so they come. And, you know, I got nothing. I don't have other than some candy. And I'm like, well, what do you think of my costume? And they're like, what? And I'm like, well, what do you think? They're like, I don't know. And, you know, their parents are there. I'm like, you know, if you don't study hard in school, you're going to look like this every day of your life. They didn't get it, but their parents did. You know.
Yeah.
And then last year, here I brought it with me.
You did?
Yeah, just to, you know, again, last minute, didn't have my stuff together, but I brought my mask that I
Oh!
Yes. And
Boy, he seems like not that bad now, right?
right, see,
Yeah.
and even most of their parents were like, "Who's that?" I mean, because check it out.
Knows anymore.
But
Boy.
but I'd said, kids, are you gonna vote? And but the thing is, I didn't like to. I didn't give the kids. Some of them, I didn't give them any candy.
So like the kid next to him would get
give him
candy,
any candy.
and then the
No,
Did you just fake it? Like,
No,
put your
no.
hand over it and pretend and not give them any?
no. I said, I'll tell you what. I'll give you 2 pieces of candy for one of yours. And so we did a little trade. Right? Like I got the big 2. I'm like, oh, I like Reese's Pieces. I didn't really want the candy. I wanted the exchange. I wanted the thing. I wanted the memory. We did something other than here you go. Because they're not going to remember it. It's like I don't even really like strip clubs. Years ago.
you don't.
No, I don't. They're dull.
Well,
They're
Yeah,
dull.
they
It's
can
not
be.
that I'm not misogynistic or this or that. It's that I think they're kind of boring.
sure.
I grew up in the theater, right? Burlesque is better.
Yeah.
I love burlesque.
There's one woman I remember because I had a friend. He lived with some guys who went to strip clubs all the time. He's like, "Please come with me." I go along. All right, sure. So for like a month or so, I went to a bunch of strip
Men are
clubs.
terrified.
I wasn't terrified. I was bored.
Well, no, but that guy.
You were like, where's the narrative?
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The only one I remember was this woman that she wasn't very tall, she wasn't very busty, she was fairly cute, but her act was good. She was small, full of vivacious. She had this plastic Minnie Mouse skirt, and and I'm like, basically you're doing burlesque, but you take all your clothes off, but you're basically a burlesque performer.
Well, there was a stripper over at the Skyway News that my friend Dee Dee knew, and her name was Colleen. And she made her own costumes, and she did that whole thing where not Skyway News. What am I saying? The Skyway Lounge on Hennepin.
Oh, yeah.
They're which is like one of your,
Sad place.
C grade strip club. Now it's called the Spearmint Rhino. Why do I know this?
Why
I don't
is it
know.
called this?
I don't know. It's like a chain. It's like Spearmint Rhino is like it's not even a good chain. It's like the Arby's of strip clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the meat.
Well, see, that's the thing. Where's the beef?
Right.
But it's homogenized, which is
Right.
kind of how I think about Halloween.
Yeah. You want it to be a little funkier, a little scarier.
All right.
You want an experience.
Okay.
You
I've
want-
got a favorite memory. It's not Halloween, but
Okay.
this is what I want for Halloween.
Okay.
Long time ago, I lived in Connecticut. And Connecticut's really pretty, but I don't know, whatever, time of my life, whatever. I
Right.
didn't groove on it very much. But
Okay.
I lived in Denver for a while, didn't like it. Lived in Bethel, which is nearby, and that was a little better.
Mhm.
And mostly I just went to New York on the weekends and walked around,
Mhm.
But during the week, I had a job, so, couldn't go up, all the time. So I'd do whatever, and there was a park nearby that I liked, so I'd walk around. And there was a statue of P.T. Barnum at the park.
Mhm.
Now I like scammers.
Mhm.
I always have. And P.T. Barnum, he's famous. And so I'm just standing there kind of communing with my hero, a nice day. And this little boy comes up to me. And a beautiful little kid,
Mhm.
8 or 9.
Mhm.
And, no problem. I could see his family was, at a park bench not too far away. He was just
Mhm.
wandered my way. And he's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "That's P.T. Barnum." And he went, "Who's that?" And I thought, what's the right thing to do here? So I said, "How much money you got on you?" He dug in his pockets. He pulled out, he had like 6 cents. I'm like, "You give me 6 cents. I'll tell you everything I know." So I did circus and this and that, one more every minute. I spun him some stories, and not to be a total swine, I did in fact buy him an ice cream bar. But the point is, and it's just a dream that'll probably never happen, but I hope that kid grows up and becomes a writer and remembers and gets the joke and writes about it. And if that doesn't happen, I hope to do more of that stuff. And that's what I hope about Halloween experiences.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Like, it doesn't have to be something like that, but just some memory, something interesting and personal that actually makes a memory, because I don't remember any of those other strippers from that strip club, and those kids aren't going to remember the guy who handed them candy unless we do something.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Say, a couple of things from the kitchen here.
Yeah.
Going way back here, we got a Jeffrey Giggler. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah.
I think I need to
Hey,
write
Jeff.
letters to dead people who are not. He also wants to write letters to people who are not here anymore, going way back to the beginning of our show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting teased for the double bros when I got trigger happy with the hotkeys. Gary is curious what kind of pie. We answered that, or somebody else answered it. They said humble pie. Sorry, Gordon needs costume ideas. Hi, Dan. And does Kmart pants equal flat ass techie smart guy? Is Kmart pants a flat ass techie smart guy? Inquiring minds want to know. Carlos Abler says niptastic. I think that's the water bra. I'm not sure. I think that would inhibit it.
Yeah. me too.
And oh, spirited rhino. They're just editorializing. They're loving it. Gary
Okay.
loves you guys.
Oh,
Robert's
that's sweet.
speaking German, so I'm not
Come
going
back to the
attempt
diner
that. Yeah.
anytime.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal Kmart pants just because people have feelings. So that's just how it is. But I would encourage if people are writing in, if they have ideas of what to do that's more interesting. That's
Then
something-
just hand people candy.
Yeah. They
Have
should.
you ever done anything weird for Halloween? Like to hand?
I mean, Opus and I, we used to do up the whole yard and like. put
Opus is your son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was younger, when he was a kid, we'd do up the yard and he'd hide in the bushes to jump out at kids. But then nobody would come to our house.
Because it was too scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really it's like a thing. Like, what do you do to?
During COVID, one of my roommates got a big piece of PVC pipe,
Mm-hmm.
and we made a candy chute.
Yeah, my neighbor's got one. She does
Yeah,
that.
and I kind of want to do that again, but I want to do it from the second floor,
Yeah.
and I want to yell, like I want to put curlers in my hair and go.
There you
And
go.
then throw a candy. down.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I
You know-
mean, there was all this stuff. It's funny because Halloween was about fear. It was
Yeah.
about warding off the dead originally. That was,
Yeah.
this is the night the dead come. We're going to do this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now fear is,
Oh.
hi there.
Is it time?
Now, Colleen, you're going to have to wrap this up soon. I have to finish the laundry. I have to get out of this stupid looking t-shirt because Charlotte's on her way over. And
Okay.
you know what a busybody she is. She's
I know.
never going to understand this.
I'll get the
Dildos
Alright.
and what was that? Chicken cutlets?
Okay.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
Sorry, Mom.
That's all right.
All
You've been
right.
told.
It was very nice meeting you both.
Nice,
Nice
to
to
meet
meet you, Mrs. Cruz.
Nice to meet you.
Come anytime.
Nice to meet you, Colleen's mom.
All right. I suppose I guess we got a
Closing time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
closing time.
go. I gotta. That could be fun.
You too. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right,
you
you
go.
come back.
Yeah.
All
Nice
right.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
What are you gonna dress as for Halloween this year?
I don't know yet. I'm usually kind of last minute. I do have a fog machine though. I'm gonna do something.
We could have a fog machine down here.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know if I
I made the kids promise to vote twice last
learned
year.
anything, but I had fun. I hope you did too.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, what did we learn? Not to buy blue jeans at Walmart. Do something weird to the kids in your neighborhood on Halloween night.
and keep those water bras cold.
Keep those water bras cold. Thanks, everybody.
Ugh.